Hi, I'm Elizabeth, aka Lady of Time Cosplay, and here's your Temple of Geek Doctor Who news update from May 31st through June 6, 2024, bringing you news from all corners of the Whoniverse. First up, is there a new Tales of the TARDIS episode coming? As pointed out on Twitter, or X, by Max Kashevsky, it appears that there will be a new episode of Tales of the TARDIS releasing shortly before this series finale. The first few episodes of Tales of the TARDIS released exclusively in the UK last year as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations. The show features various classic Who serials edited into one contiguous story alongside small scenes in a memory TARDIS with the characters featured in that story discussing those events in their lives. The previous episodes of the Tales of the TARDIS series featured Earthshock with the 5th Doctor and Tegan, The Mind Robber with Jamie and Zoe, Vengeance on Varos with the 6th Doctor and Peri, the 3 Doctors with Jo and Clyde, who is from the Sarah Jane Adventures, the Time Meddler with Vicki and Stephen, and the Curse of Fenric with the 7th Doctor and Ace. Notably missing from this lineup is a story featuring the 4th Doctor. The new mystery episode of Tales of the TARDIS is currently scheduled to air on BBC4 in the UK on June 20th, just 2 days before the current series finale episode, Empire of Death. Though there are some that think that this may simply be a broadcast TV repeat of one of the existing episodes, the listing on BBC4's schedule does not name any of the already released episodes. Also, this episode is listed at 1 hour and 15 minutes, whereas the previous episodes were all 1 hour and a half. So it would seem that this is likely a brand new installment in Tales of the TARDIS, and maybe specifically to provide more information on something that comes up in the 2-part finale. We'll have to wait and see and find out. Unfortunately, Tales of the TARDIS is only available to fans in the UK at this time. There has not been any official release of this series for overseas fans. But if this new episode does connect to the main series storyline, hopefully there will be a way for everybody to watch it. Next up, we have some more news about Big Finish's Dark Gallifrey series. The second part of Big Finish's Dark Gallifrey series has been announced with some more details, and it's Dark Gallifrey the War Master. The Dark Gallifrey series is set to feature a multitude of characters from the worlds of Doctor Who in a search for an alternative, darker version of Gallifrey, the home planet of the Time Lords. Dark Gallifrey the War Master is set to feature characters such as Professor Bernice Summerfield, played by Lisa Bowerman, and the beloved Big Finish Parallel Universe Doctor, as played by David Warner. This series is the final appearance for David Warner's Doctor for Big Finish, as this series was recorded before he sadly passed away in 2022. Also included in this story is, of course, the War Master, as played by Sir Derek Jacobi, and joining him is Captain John Hart, as played by James Marsters from the Torchwood series and the audios for Big Finish, and also a cameo from the War Doctor, as played by Jonathan Carley. This trilogy of stories, all written by James Goss, will follow Professor Bernice Summerfield as she searches for this alternate version of Gallifrey, but, per usual, the War Master has some very detailed plans and reasons of his own for seeking out the darker version of his homeworld. Part 1 of this story releases this July, followed by the next 2 parts in August and September, respectively. Listeners can purchase and pre-order the Dark Gallifrey series in a variety of bundles. The War Master trilogy can be purchased on CD or download per story, or as a bundle including the Morbius, no, not that one, stories released earlier this year. A bundle including all 8 trilogies that make up the Dark Gallifrey series is also available. And of course, there was a bit of sad news this week for Doctor Who fans, as sadly, actor William Russell passed away on June 3rd at the age of 99. William Russell was best known to Doctor Who fans as Ian Chesterton, a science teacher and one of the first companions when the show debuted in 1963. He would go on to reprise his role as Ian for various audio productions with Big Finish, as well as cameoing in the made-for-TV movie documenting how Doctor Who came to be an adventure in space and time. Most recently, William Russell returned to the role of Ian on TV in Jodie Whittaker's final episode, The Power of the Doctor, in 2022. This appearance won a Guinness World Record for the longest gap in a TV appearance of a character, 57 years after he was last in the show. Of course, he was well known for many other roles, such as Lancelot in the BBC's The Adventures of Sir Lancelot, and a huge variety of other TV and film roles. Tributes to William Russell have poured out online from both fans of his work and as well as from cast and crew who have worked with and knew him. Current Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies shared a selfie he had taken with William on Instagram after the news broke, writing in part, quote, "A fine, nimble, witty, heartfelt actor who absolutely sold the truth of those early years. Before that, he'd been Sir Lancelot on the BBC. It's often undersold what a star booking he was for Doctor Who. Absolutely lovely man, a fine, long life. Well done, sir. Well played." End quote. And slightly more cryptic, slightly fun news from Big Finish on Twitter. In a short but fun update from Big Finish on Twitter, or X, it seems that Sacha Dhawan and Sylvester McCoy were both in the recording studio this week. There was no confirmation of what project was being worked on, but it is exciting to see this little teaser. Sacha Dhawan is due to reprise his role as the Master for Big Finish in 2 new box sets that have yet to be released. Call Me Master 1 is scheduled to be released in February 2025, and the second set of stories does not have a release date yet. No further information about Call Me Master has been released at this time. However, both are already available for pre-order from Big Finish's website. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Temple of Geeks Doctor Who News Roundup. If there's any cool Doctor Who news that I missed, make sure to let us know in the comments, and I'll see you again next week.